Now, I've had a bit of fun the past few days showing you some of the disturbing antics at the COP29 climate conference in Baku, Azerbaijan. But cop this, pardon the pun, let me share this clip of an event in the Australian Pavilion in Baku. And despite this all happening in Central Asia, in Azerbaijan, we got a welcome to country.
My name is Claire Anderson and I'm the Group Director of Sustainability Performance at Worley. And I'm very delighted to be here today. And to start, I might, whilst we're not on Australian lands, I'd still like to start with acknowledging the traditional owners of Australia and the Torres Strait Islands and pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging.
Not a government official, she's with a private company, but a welcome to country in Australia, welcome to country in Baku, Azerbaijan. Let's go back down to Canberra. I want to catch up with Shadow Resources Minister Susan McDonald. Thanks for joining us, Susan. One out of left field. What do you think about that? A welcome to country in Baku.
It is absolutely crazy, isn't it? I'm confident that these welcome to country, which are now performed by every person who speaks, they're taking time out of the day. I'm not sure that people are sure who they're acknowledging or how it is in any way progressing the lot of Aboriginal Australians, particularly the disadvantaged and remote and very remote parts of Australia. And I think we should be looking to modern day Indigenous leaders like Senator Nampijinka Price and ask her what her views are on this. And I think you'd get a very clear answer that this is in no way helpful, in no way modern, and just frankly confusing, I would have thought, to the people who are there at the Australian Pavilion at COP.
Yeah, well, I reckon they're great. Right place, done in the right way. They're fantastic, but they're overdone now. And doing them in Azerbaijan is way over the top, and it just diminishes the whole thing. People then get their backs up and don't want them anywhere. And so people ought to pull their heads in and get serious, get real about this sort of stuff. Let me bring you back to what's getting real in Parliament, and the government has delivered its laws, its bill to keep people off social media till they hit the age of 16. Here's the Communications Minister.
We are agreeing that until a child turns 16, the social media environment as it stands is not age appropriate for them.
This is a bit of a problem, this legislation. It's rushed, it's going to be difficult to implement. Is the Coalition going to support it?
Well, Chris, you've identified what is something that is bothering families, particularly mothers, right across Australia when they see their kids being bullied, being harassed through social media channels. The horse, though, has somewhat bolted when this Labor government is unclear whether Snapchat will be included. We know that TikTok is already taking data from Australians, not just from their social media accounts, but from their phones, if they're using it on their phone. So the issues of managing children to keep them safe in their bedrooms, much less out in the real world, is one that is incredibly important. And Peter Dutton has been very clear on reflecting the views of families right across Australia.
Yeah, it's a big problem. I don't know whether governments can fix it, though. We will see. Thanks for joining us, Susan. I appreciate it. Susan McDonald there with the Coalition in Canberra.